Going live. Live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm gonna be testing Lies of P on the GTX 1650, RTX 3060 and 4060. How are you guys doing? Welcome. First of all, thanks to NeoWiz for providing a code of the game. And yeah, this stream is out of the blue, but it was free today and I was like, okay, I think it's a good time to try this game. It came out on September of 2023, which means 1.5 years ago, give or take. It's Unreal Engine 4 and I've always been interested in playing it, but I didn't get around to do it before. So here I am. My day is doing fine. What about yours, Moises? So, well, to prepare for the Steam Deck video, I wanted to run around the game a little, get to know the gameplay, get to know the scenery, where to test the game the best. So yeah, I'm doing fine. What about you guys? By the way, for the Steam Deck people, it's playable, and it says some in-game text is small, so a lot of you told me that it runs well on Steam Deck, and I believe you. And there's a DLC coming on. That's why also I was interested in checking this out. So yeah. We are hearing your name pronounced correctly. Yeah, I speak Spanish, so Moises is pretty easy to say in Spanish. It's weird. Oh, hi, Alexander, Augmented Realism. How's it going, guys? So yeah, it took me a while, but here I am. When the game came out, I was super busy with other games. There was a lot going on at that point. This Unreal Engine 4, which should be good news. RX 560 as a minimum, 960, which is a 1050 Ti basically on performance. We might do the 1050 Ti as well, now that I think about it. And 50 gigabytes of space. So Unreal Engine 4, there's a DLC coming. So I think we should be good. Wasn't expecting you to open the game. What about Arc Raiders? Arc Raiders, I didn't even remember that the game existed, honestly. Oops. But yeah, sure, why not? I can do that. I'm sorry about the green stuff. That's just a capture card doing weird stuff. Let me reboot the capture card before I start. I wanted to start clean. And that's what happens when I try. There we go. Okay. Funny capture card stuff. Okay. Let me enable G-Sync so you guys don't see screen sharing. Yeah, best optimized game in recent years. I played the demo actually on stream, and then I completely got lost, and here I am. I remember that there were some stutters at that point. Hopefully there's a shader pre-caching going on before. And thank you so much, Spencer Walker, for the $6.66 US dollars donation. Here it comes. Shader compilation. Thank you. He says, perfect. I just woke up. It's 8 a.m. Well, it's 12 p.m. here, so it kind of makes sense. Trench Tales will be releasing tomorrow. Awesome. Yeah, I've been playing the playtest actually for that one. Thanks, Master Predator. I do as much as I can, really. Hopefully I can do more, but I also have a full-time job on the side. And today I just happened to be free, and I was like, dude, I need to do more streams. YouTube, Steam Deck content, basically. Okay. English, no HDR. Okay. Here we are. First of all, I'll keep the music. I think it's safe for streaming. Let's check the graphics. Let's see if full screen actually works. You doing more games today? More benchmarks than usual? No, I'm trying to do more. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, we got VSync on or off. FSR2. Okay. CACAO. And under graphic detail settings. Okay. Classic UE4 stuff. So we're going to crank up that anisotropic filtering. Ambient occlusion should be good. Volumetric fog is probably going to be difficult. Reflections on medium, shading on medium, vegetation on high, effects on medium. Textures, I think we can get away with high, but we'll see. Medium shadows, medium post-process. And anti-aliasing usually on high hides a lot of the bad stuff, which means the pixelation of the TAA is usually better on high. So yeah, there we go, something like that, and I'm going to put it on native first. So yeah, basically a mix of medium and high is what I'm trying to do. Maybe I'm being a bit ambitious. Although we don't have XeSS nor, well, maybe DLSS there is with RTX cards. We'll see. Okay, first time playing the game, so be patient with me. But it looks pretty cool. We're on version 1.5. And again, my only memory of this game is playing the demo a little bit on stream. Spoiler here, runs pretty well on 1440p 4060 laptop. Awesome. We're going to skip all the cutscenes as usual. Just a thing of no spoilers.
Can you hear me?
As much as I can. Unfortunately, the first cutscene, I can probably not skip it. And this is not a 4060, sorry guys, this is a 1650. My bad.
We need your help.
You like this game more than Bloodborne? I mean, when I was playing the demo, we all together called it, okay, finally Bloodborne on PC. So, I gotcha. But the game looks pretty damn good. Yeah, even the edges. There's some TAA instability, but still.
There you are.
Okay, that frame time is not looking great. I think I went a little bit too high on those textures. Let me lower those again. The menu. Motion blur, no thanks. Blood, of course, yes. Graphics. Let's go back down and lower those textures. Usually when the frame time is like that, we're VRAM limited. There we go, a little bit better. Yeah, I'm preparing for the DLC, definitely. I want to play the DLC because it looked awesome in the trailer. And I was like, okay, I need to basically... Also, this small thing casts shadows. Crazy. Okay, upper belt, lower belt, hold down A to activate the extra bag. Gotcha. Layers upon layers. By the way, is the game sound fine, guys?
Let's get you out of there.
Okay, some stutter there.
Something that might help.
Hopefully just traversal stuff. Yeah, there's an expansion coming up called Overture, which I don't know when it's coming out, but I saw the trailer and I was like, okay, I need to play this. Okay, Path of the Cricket, Path of the Bastard, Path of the Sweeper. I'm going to be a sweeper because I'm usually a tank in Dark Souls games. So yeah, I'm the guy that doesn't want to dodge, but sometimes he does. Sounds fine to you. Too quiet in your opinion. Oh, okay. Let me see. A bit higher. Yeah, that should be good enough. We'll see once we get into combat. Okay, first impressions. Very, very early impressions. Performance seems fine. The frame time, I think it was due to the texture quality that I kept a little bit too high. So I'm pretty sure the frame times, yeah, we're not CPU limited. I should restart the game as soon as I can. Yeah, I think the audio is way better like that. Let me... There we go. Okay. Whoa, I'm already dirty. Well, that's what I get for using a white shirt. Hiro, ¿qué tal? This game runs great, 1650 is smooth. I mean, we're on native 1080p. I think that speaks volumes. It's UE4, yeah, but again, at this point, graphics are so good that not everything needs ray tracing. I'm happy they're still updating the game. Although the sequel, the publisher said, the sequel is going to get is going to be on Unreal Engine 5. So fingers crossed that they're also going to optimize that one. I'm just a bit weirded out by those frame times. But again, I think we might be just VRAM limited. Although the VRAM usage looks good. As soon as I get to a quote-unquote bonfire, it should be safe to go. I thought DLC got shadow dropped? No. I wish. Well, maybe. Who knows? I think the community manager is watching this live stream. If he does and has any details, we'll love to see that in the chat. Because I have no idea when it's coming out. I think maybe I missed it. But the game looks gorgeous, guys. The art style is on point. And I love that there are those lights from the top add a lot to the atmosphere. F125 on May 30th? Maybe. I think I will, actually. Because usually EA offers me codes for sports games for some reason. But usually they are the same each year, who knows. Yeah, I mean the game runs quite well, I just need to get to that frame time. To that game restart for the bonfire. Deliver a successful fatal attack. Ooh! Hi there! Actually, I played the demo again a year and a half ago, I think. Very little time. The game feels way easier. Maybe it's just that I'm much of a pro gamer now instead of a journalist. But so far for a Souls game, it feels pretty accessible. Oh yeah, Mind's Eye, I'm definitely going to cover that one. That other game, actually, Mind's Eye, I'm a partner with them, so I got in contact with them and they said, yeah, on release you're going to get a code. Oof, never mind. When I said easy. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, I'm starting to understand the mechanics. Oh, okay, there is pairing. I think. Yeah, there we go. But I died. Okay. Lie or die. Well, don't worry, you can still watch me on your phone, Zinky. You didn't improve optimizations on the game, you tried it on launch. Okay, I spawned here. Let me restart the game super quick, just to see if it was my choice for textures that broke the frame time. But so far it's running great. Although I need to get to foliage heavy areas. I think there's one a few hours into the game. So we'll see. Is the game remastered or something? No, actually I got access to the game because I saw the DLC and I was like, hey, people from NeoWiz, can I get a code to stream it? Because I never played the game. And they were like, yeah, of course. And we have a DLC coming. So I wanted to check it out actually because it got a lot of patches and we're getting a DLC. And it's Unreal Engine 4. So I think we need more UE4 nowadays. I hate having forced global illumination in games. Yeah, the DLC should also be UE4. Shadow dropping games should be the norm. Yeah, it would be nice. Although, for people like me, it's a nightmare because you cannot plan ahead of the content coming. It's just out of the blue, you start streaming. But hey, I wouldn't complain. Also, Ninja Gaiden Ninja Gaiden 2 Black shadow dropped and it was awesome. Yeah, I mean, Batman Arkham Knight is modified UE3. Oh, there we go. I didn't have pulse cells. I don't know what's wrong with the frame time though. That's weird. Let me try low textures super quick. I think he forgot about me. Yeah, he did. Cool. Low textures. Yeah, because I don't get what's... Maybe it's Reba Tuner. But so far it's running well. The thing is that frame time is weird. Maybe I have V-Sync on. If I do, I'm an idiot. No, it's disabled. Oops. This isn't beginner Souls game, though it has accessibility features like summons. Oh, Dark Souls also did. But so far it feels way easier, at least at the beginning, than what I'm used to. I need to focus on parrying, despite being a heavy character. But look at my shirt. Yeah, I mean, guys, you were asking me about this game for a while, and I'm sorry it took me 1 year and a half. Apart from being busy, because there were a lot of releases, I honestly forgot about it. So the fact that they announced a DLC actually made you guys ask me about the game even more. So that's perfect. But again, we are indoors. Indoors is usually easy in comparison. Okay, I got a shortcut. Wonderful. And this is where I died. Because I didn't know how to parry and didn't have healing items. Fable Arts, while guarding, use handle Fable Arts. Okay. I will. Let's see if I can... No, of course I cannot. Oh, awesome. So close. Okay. Oof, I suck. Okay. I got you. Yeah, also Wu Chang is coming out soon. True. And I keep trying to hit the dodge with the circle. I just need to stagger him. It's not hard actually. It's just I need to do what the game tells me. There we go. Fatal attack. There we go. GG. The 11 so far, mix of medium and high, best settings 1060. Okay, 40 to 60 depending on situation. Yeah, I want to get a little bit more ahead on the game. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, where to? Because I remember going outside and it was raining and all that. Clair Obscur, yeah, we're doing that one on the Steam Deck. Once it gets a patch, actually, because I got late for it. Too much work, luckily. Alright. Can you start a series where you play all the great games run on modest hardware? I actually already do that. Sometimes. Not on PC anymore, but I do it a lot on the Steam Deck, because the Steam Deck is more meant or older stuff. There we go, look at that. This is what I was talking about. Yeah, it definitely runs better than on the demo, but it's been a year and a half, so... This looks good. See, we don't need ray tracing in every game. The only thing that bothers me so far is the frame pacing. It's a little bit unstable on that front. If you look at the frame time. Not sure if it's VRAM related, but yeah. Okay. Let's do a couple tweaks. Although let me check FSR2, how it looks, basically. But on the graphics, usual UE4 settings. Let me lower the draw distance, but I mean I just lowered those textures to be safe on the frame time part. But so far it looks good. Even with these settings, a mix of medium and high, and I'm targeting 60s basically. So let's try doing that. I think it was actually the draw distance, but we'll see. Let's try FSR2 on quality. And let's lower the sharpness a bit. Yeah, FSR2 doesn't look great. At least not on 1080p. Let's increase the sharpness a bit. Yeah, no. RTSS limit? Yeah, okay, gotcha. I will. But let's do what I usually do, a comparison of visual fidelity. So let me record a few seconds and increase the size of the FPS counter. So this is FSR2 quality. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing any XeSS. Yeah, on 1080p we don't have a lot of pixels to work with, so it makes sense, but still. It's a nice option if you want to bridge that gap of 50 to 60. Yeah, it looks so much better. And I don't want to sacrifice more settings actually. Usually medium to high on Unreal is the best balance. Use low ambient occlusion. Okay, gotcha. Usually ambient occlusion wasn't a big hit, but I'll try it. Let's do the comparison. Okay, so on the left is no upscaling, and on the right is FSR2 quality. Let's see it in motion. Yeah, as you can see, it's like not having glasses on. I don't have glasses personally, but that's what my friends usually tell me. It's a 15 FPS boost, so if you don't mind... yeah, especially with the rain. It's like a watercolor painting, like this. Yeah, I mean, look at this into the distance. Yeah, on 1080p I wouldn't say it's a good idea to use FSR2. It seems like a very old, outdated version. It loses a lot of detail here. But also there's rain in the front, so it's pretty distracting, I'd say. Then when it comes to the main character... actually on the main character is fine, but we're standing still. But this is... hold up, give me a moment. Never mind. I was complaining about image quality and I was looking at native. So actually native is what's looking bad in some parts. So native looks sharper, but it loses a lot of detail into the distance that FSR2 actually keeps, but it's a softer image. Interesting, so the TAA is the problem here. Oops! So it's actually the native resolution that was the problem. Yeah, I can see it right now. On native, it actually loses the detail. some of the details into the distance. I mean, just look at this over here in the middle of the screen. Yeah, this is the TAA from the game. So maybe we can maximize FSR2's sharpening and make it look closer to that. Let me increase the anti-aliasing to best and see what happens. Let's see if it fixes the problem. Now, as you can see, yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. The thing with FSR2 is that it's way too soft, but with TAA we lose details. Well, that sucks. Yeah, I'll have to use FSR2 on this one. On quality, and I'm going to max out that sharpness, and I'm going to go with what one of you guys said and lower the ambient occlusion to low with CACIO. Okay. Okay, with FSR2 we still have image quality problems, but as you can see, this is, in this roof, it's a straight line. We have some instability in these edges. Quite a bit of it, actually. It looks a bit over sharpened, but it's closer to the TAA on native, I'd say. And you get way better performance, so that's a bummer. Okay. So mix of medium and high, FSR quality, plus, what's the name of this? FSR quality, low ambient occlusion, best anti-aliasing, and full sharpness on FSR2. But this looks better than native so far. Where are you from? I'm from Uruguay. Vitality, bigger. Okay, perfection. But the game looks pretty damn good. The thing that bothers me is that thing about the edges with the native solution and the frame times that, I'll try once I'm in a calmer place, a 60 FPS cap. It's a good time to start for beginners in Souls games. So far it seems way easier, at least at this point, than most Souls games that I played. Way easier, at least in my opinion. It still requires attention, it's not an easy game. But it's, so far, I've been playing for 20 to 30 minutes. It seems to be okay so far, considering it's a Souls game. Let me lock the frame rate with Riva Tuner. Riva Tuner, if you guys never used it, I highly recommend it to lock the frame rate. We're putting it at 60. With RTSS. So we'll see if it's a completely straight line. Let's see. We cap it. Okay. That seems to have done the trick. So I think unlock frame rates and the GPU being maxed out actually causes those frame times. Cool. So just lock your frame rate and you're good to go. I hope that's what's happening and not... Yeah. But so far there doesn't seem to be any shader compilation issues. It did compile the shaders at the beginning, so that's a good thing. But so far so good. With the FPS lock, it's perfectly flat. Will MGS3 have the same weird ass console controls on PC as MGS5 though? MGS5 controls are great. The thing is, yeah, it's weird to hit E to aim down sights, but I think it controls just fine on PC. I played the entirety of the game with a mouse. But you can remap the keys, so I don't think it's a problem. Yeah, I mean, we got Snake Eater coming, and Lost Soul aside, that I've been looking at that game for more than a decade. Oops. Ooh, he hits hard. Holy hell. And I keep forgetting that B is for dodging, not A. I've been playing God of War lately. Oh, so close. Come on. There we go. Reduce 2 atoms. Also, the enemy designs are a bit creepy, which makes sense. They are dolls. Yeah, I also want a Splinter Cell remake. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. Never mind. But guys, I think this is so far the best way to play it on the 1650 so far. Let me run over to the boss fight. This seems to be so far like the demo, this section. So that's good. I'm a bit familiar with this. Ooh, there's 2 of them. Nope. Let's run ahead. And let's open the shortcut. There we go.
A powerful parade puppet is blocking the entrance, and that's the only way in.
You always play one game, finish it, and jump to the next one. That's the best way to do it. It prevents burnout of playing games. I talk from experience. I started doing that, and I enjoy games a lot more now. Did this game get a patch? It got a lot of patches, but there's a DLC coming soon. I don't know the exact date. So, yeah. And you guys always ask me about this game, and I was like, okay, I should check it out. It's been long overdue. So, I'm here. Bigger, yeah, I need vitality. Are we gonna switch to? No, definitely not. With your 380 hours in and it's your second run, holy hell. That's insane. Okay, this boss fight, I played it on the demo. Again, 1.5 years ago, I think it was. And I cannot skip this, so apologies. Then you'll jump on both DLCs. Yeah, I mean, DLC is coming at some point, and you need to prepare for it because it's not like you can start the DLC from scratch. On Souls games, that's usually what happens with DLCs. And I completely forgot how to fight this guy. Okay, my iframes are happy. I'm sorry, my gameplay is weird because I've been playing God of War Ragnarok. Well, I'm way more aggressive in God of War. And it's way easier. You usually have 6 to 7 games installed, usually what you like to replace Spider-Man or The Last of Us 1 and 2. Yeah, sometimes. I mean, it's not like playing games is a full-time job, unless you do content. But I like finishing the story of a game or two. Because otherwise, I mean, what's the point? I don't play a lot of multiplayer, so I can focus on that. Okay, now he's hitting twice. I wonder if I can do a parry to that body drop he does. Ooh. Just when I was trying to block, it does the heavy. There we go. I just need to get the timing right. Oh! Phase 2, quote unquote. This is how he killed me in the demo, with that mop in his head turning on fire. I think you have to get and play Days Gone. Oh yeah, Days Gone. Well, it got a patch recently, so you have more arcade stuff going on. Bad timing. There we go. Oh, so close. Explosion. Oh, and I refilled my healing. Okay, so the healing does give you one more as you're fighting him. Okay, coming from a Souls-like, that's weird, but I'll take it. Makes it easier, actually. Oh, no. I don't know what this is, but I'm going to consume it. Oh, that's just a light. Ooh. I have a stamina bar, I'm a moron. No. This close. You just got in. Where are we benchmarking a 2023 game? Because it's getting a DLC and I never played this one on stream. And it's a good game so far. Very accessible, all things considered, when it comes to a Souls game. Yeah, it was very, very close. But now I'm understanding better what the game expects. So let's try it one more time and we swap to... I should do 1440p actually. Let him kill me. And we're getting 1440p instead. Just very quick. Or a GPU swap. But so far, I think with the settings that I chose and the 60 FPS lock, we're good so far. Stutter of P or now with unlock frame rates, yeah, it has micro stutter, but when I locked the frame rate, it was okay. So there is a solution. Just locking the frame rate fixes the problem so far. Okay, let me see. 1440p. Oh, of course. My desktop resolution is 1080p. Oops! You need to get to the hotel where there's a huge FPS drop on Steam Deck. I'm going to, don't worry. Actually, let me back up my save super quick while I change resolution. Yeah, I mean, so far, again, seems pretty accessible. I wasn't feeling like, oh, this is unfair or this is too difficult. It just requires some attention and you should be good. How are you doing, Benchart? It's been a while, man. Happy to see you here. Yeah, let me check where the save is. The save should be in local. Well, 5. Or is it on documents? My games. Or in the games folder, that would be weird, but yeah, it's here. What the hell? Well, it's easier to find then. Let's call this backup. Okay. And because I have another save that has all the stages, So I wanted to check that. We can have a realistic look at the performance. Just to be a little bit ahead, but it's way more accessible than I expected. It's easier than the demo. The boss here on the demo, I think I didn't beat it on the demo, or did I? Yeah, I did. This was just more effed up than most of the rest of the bosses. Yeah, but it didn't seem inaccessible. So what you're saying is, if I beat this boss, the other bosses are way easy, if you can beat this one. And yeah, of course I get all the freaking achievements because I want to try everything. There we go. So I'm way more ahead in the game. Ignore that. Teleport. Okay, there's a lot of places. Let me get to the hotel. I hate when Steam unlocks everything when I use another save. Yeah, this game is UE4. Inside the house, car at City Hall, courtyard, workshop, Path of Misery, altar. Oh, okay. I'm seeing some foliage in some of these. Opera house. Wow, there's so much content here. What the hell? Swamps. Okay, the classic swamp stuff. The station. That's the easiest boss, I imagined. Yeah, I'm looking for a place with foliage, actually. Here. Awesome bench art. Whoa. It's loading. I don't have audio. What the hell? Hang on. My PC is doing weird stuff. Ah, the dual PC thing. Predictions on Starblade PC requirements. It's UE4, so it shouldn't be high. Yeah, I don't know what I did wrong here. Why is the max Why is the volume at 0? What did I do? There we go. Nice hat, thank you. Yeah, the save probably did that, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't think this place is going to have foliage. But I'm surprised on the amount of stages that it has. This is the entrance. Okay. Moonlight Town sounds like a good bet. Yeah, UE4 better than UE5. For most games, I agree. When it comes to art, yeah, you're not relying on ray tracing. Okay, foliage heavy area seems to be good. I'll unlock the frame rate for a second. But with the frame rate unlocked, I get those frame times. that are uneven. Not sure why it's doing that. But if I lock the frame rate, I'm good. And it looks pretty good. Actually, I'm disappointed with the TAA solution. Oh, hi there. When it comes to the TAA native, I'd say FSR2 makes more sense. It looks blurrier. But when it comes to the image quality at smaller objects, it doesn't break up as much. Favorite game, there's a lot of them. But I think with these settings we're okay. Excuse me, sir. Could you come down, please? I need to talk to you. Oh, there isn't much foliage in this game, as I recall. Yeah, well, it's here. I found it. And it's not a lot of foliage. Whoa! Yeah, there's also Lords of the Fallen as a Souls-like that you can play. But this one so far seems pretty accessible. I'm just trying stuff at this point. Hey, Amandeep Singh. How's it going? Lords of the Fallen or Lights of P. Lords of the Fallen I played very little, and same with this one, so I don't have enough time on both games to have an opinion. But so far this one seems more accessible. Let's go to City Hall. Yeah, I'll need to revisit Lords of the Fallen. There's been quite a few updates. No, I haven't changed to 1440p, but I will. Looking good. Let's do 1440p super quick. Again, I'm not going to target 60s at 1440p. I think this card is not meant for that. But if we do balanced upscaling, at least for image quality, this should do a better job. So 1440p. Mix of medium and high, FSR balanced. Maybe I can put it on medium all the way. There we go. Because it seems to stutter when we are GPU bound, which it's a bit of a problem with this card. Ooh, yeah, it looks so much sharper. Yeah, guys, if you have the choice, do 1440p. But it seems to, yeah, have uneven frame pacing when the GPU becomes the bottleneck. That's pretty common. So this card, I would say, is a 1080p card. At least for this game. We're talking about a 1650. But those frame pacing things is exactly when the GPU decides to be the bottleneck. Like there, when that effect shows up. You gain weight. I actually gain muscle, but sure. Okay. But again, I'm exploring these areas because on Steam Deck, when I try it, I want to see the place where it drops the most. Somebody mentioned the hotel. So I'm guessing it's close to here because it's there's a hall coming up. I'm not a gym rat, I go twice a week. But I also do Kung Fu, so I'm doing the Batman grind, I guess. No, Benchmark King did a video a couple days ago, I think. Don't fall, thank you. There you go. Okay, this is... Oops. My chat crashed. Thank you, Chrome, for your service. Yeah, retesting. Actually, I missed this one when it came out. It was on my to-do list. And again, I usually do an investigation stream. That is this one. Then I do a Steam Deck video with what I learned from this live stream. Perfect dodge. Perfect block. What is that? But the game is feeling pretty good to play so far. Oh, hi there. Man, that telegraph animation, I always miss it last second. Lite's overpowered. Well, yeah, in this case, yeah, with the custom save. But it's the only way I have to realistically get to a demanding place. But this is looking good so far. Even the place that has foliage, that is usually what kills the GPU in UE4 and UE5 games. Oh, and I need to use effects on screen. What am I doing? Let's put some fire on this plane before I freaking die. No, I do not remember you. Do you use regularly watch videos when you were testing Crysis Remastered? Man, that's been like, what, 3 years ago? That's insane. Sometimes I forget that I've been doing videos for so long. It's kind of crazy. Well, last year, I was 10 years on YouTube. Last year. I feel old. Yeah, I had a 1650 Super back then. The city needs him. So was this the hotel you guys told me about, or I'm missing something? This is the city hall. Hi there. I'm here since you were testing 1060s. Man, it's been a while. What a journey. 1060. Great card. I remember it was the first time I saw GTA 5 at 100 FPS. When I got the 1060, I was blown away. I miss those times when a new gen GPU was like double the performance. When it came to budget GPUs. I mean, I mostly test Steam Deck now because there is, first of all, at least from my side, lots of questions because it's a portable machine. I love playing on the go and outside of my desk because my desk means work. So it helps my brain disconnect from work, quote unquote. And at the same time, it really challenges me to do a good test when it comes to settings and all that. Yeah, on Steam Deck this will be fine. I mean, it runs at 60 on a 1650. And the game is actually looking pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. Okay, here is when it's dropping the most so far. At least that's when it comes to the GPU side. Again, with GPU limitation, there's frame time spikes. So my advice would be to leave some room so we're able to avoid those frame pacing issues. As soon as I get GPU bound, I broke his sword. As I was saying, as soon as you get GPU bound, that's when the frame time issues happen. And when you're teleporting, but that's probably the level loading. Yeah, Master Predator, we read that. That's okay. So this part is where it's dropping for me. Seems to be an in-between two areas. Yeah, here we're completely GPU limited. But again, for this card, my advice is basically 1080p quality upscaling, and you should be good. Just go 1080p, like this. Hotel is in the teleportation menu by pressing X. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Let's go do that. Before that, let me increase some stuff. Yeah, basically medium settings. And I can increase those textures, definitely. And this. And we should be good. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, on 1080p it's very easy to run if I unlock the frame rate and become GPU bound. Again, that's when the frame times start to suffer. So back there we were playing at 1440p. So this is 1080p, mid-high. And that's good. That's good enough. That's all you need, actually. Yeah, the 750 Ti is probably going to run it. My problem there will be the VRAM. But it's way more stable than the demo. I remember the demo had frame pacing problems. Oh, the hotel is on X. Yeah, I missed it. The big button that said hotel. I'm going to do it once it's verified, Behemoth. But I played it already. Okay, we're in the hotel. Oof. Okay. Seems to be fine. Yeah, I probably just have to do... Open the door. Okay. Yeah, 750 Ti for last. I think 1050 Ti I'll do. The 750 Ti is not here. Oh, okay. In the early stage, the hotel looks different. Oof. I got you. Okay. But the game looks damn good. Let's swap GPUs though, otherwise I'll be here for a long time. And we're going to advance to the hotel manually. But so far, again, a mix of medium and high on 1080p quality upscaling, and you should be good. Just lock it to 60 if you can with Riva Tuner, and it's a flat 16.6 milliseconds. Lies of Peak! Yeah, I mean, you guys have been asking for this game for a while, and I missed it when it came out. It's turn for the 12GB card. Hell yeah. Pinocchio is best boy. Yeah, the 750 Ti is retired, but it's still doing office jobs. I'm playing FIFA for my family. Legendary GPU. The 950, no, I don't have it. I sold it to a friend that lives in Argentina. When he came on vacation, he was like, "Do you have a GPU or something?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I asked for the price in Argentina, and he was like, "The price is," I think at that time it was like $300 to $400. And I had that card for a few years. And Argentina's economy was still bad at that point. And I sold it to him for half the price of a new one in Argentina, or a little bit less. Yeah, I mean, it was like a card I wasn't using at that point. And he was super happy. I haven't seen him for a few years. I mean, he lives in another country, so. Okay. There it goes. Lies of P. You got your 950 like 10 years ago after discovering my channel. Yeah, I mean, that card was also a good improvement over the 750 Ti. I think it was 10 frames ahead or something. And it had more VRAM. So that was a big jump, I think. Maybe I'm confusing it with another card, but I think that actually the good jump was the 1050 Ti. The 950 has 2 gigabytes, as far as I remember. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him about tech in a while. Maybe he still has it. I think it was his first PC build. Lies of P performing well enough. Yeah, it's better than I expected actually. It runs better than the demo. I remember the demo had way more stutter, and now they have a shader compilation pass. I think that's the big deal over here. Let me see if this game has DLSS before I do anything else. Yep, it does. Awesome, 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 awesome. This will probably fix the image quality. Let's go ultra settings. We're now on a 3060. And we do 1080p ultra. No DLSS. Again, I don't like the image quality. There's no DLAA. Yeah. That sucks. And let's see if that fixes the image quality. We can probably force DLAA now with the NVIDIA control panel. Sorry, the NVIDIA app. Oh. Yeah, let's do this. Then we'll continue playing on the part that I was. You're also playing Clair Obscur, 6400 RX 6400, low graphics and only 30. Well, yeah. Although still on low graphics, it looks good. Okay, on this card being GPU bound, oof, yeah, there are still some issues there. But it's the first time I get into the game. Let's go somewhere else. Yeah, 1650 can do 60s locked, but on 1080p. Okay. Let's go to a visually interesting section. Yeah, this place looks fine. Oh yeah, I did Assassin's Creed Origins on the 950. Okay, yep. Yeah, definitely the frame times are weird when the GPU is maxed out. But the frame rate is fine, we're locked 1080p on the highest settings. But I can see the image quality problems right away. So let's stay like this and let me record the screen super quick so we can compare. Give it 10 seconds. Yeah, using almost no VRAM, 5 gigs at most. At least right now. The more I play, it'll change. Let's try DLSS quality. On the sharpness, let's put it at 0.5. Yeah, the VRAM jump was like this. Yeah, that's because I teleported, I'm pretty sure. Okay. We got our footage. Let's see DLSS image quality. As you can see, the one on the left is DLSS and the one on the right is TAA. DLSS here is a bit soft, but I can increase the sharpness. Yeah, let me do that super quick. This game really needs sharpness to work properly. Give me a few secs. There we go. But the FPS jump is pretty large. Lost footage. Okay. Now we're talking. Okay, so left is DLSS, right is native with the in-game TAA. Yeah, definitely is way sharper with the in-game TAA, but at the same time, yeah, it has edge instability at native. Yeah, also on the hair. But it looks way sharper. It looks way sharper, don't get me wrong, with TAA, but at the same time, the pixels are flickering. So, yeah. I'll probably just force DLSS with preset K and give it another shot. But definitely the native one is over sharpened. And the edges are out of control. I mean, just look at this. It's very far away, don't get me wrong. But you can see it also in the reflections. None of them are perfect, definitely. Yeah, especially the foliage here. But see the edges of this. It's pretty distracting. Yeah, we're going to upgrade the DLSS version, but definitely I'd say the native solution, I don't really like the TAA. The TAA looks bad, the native one, but we can probably remedy that using preset K. So that's what I'm going to do. Lies of P, DLSS override. Let's do preset K on the latest one. There's no frame gen, that's okay. Okay, so preset K. Let's see if it fixes the visuals. But again, I think they should focus on fixing the TAA. The TAA is way too chunky. It looks like using upscaling at the end of the day, but it's native. So this is Ultra DLSS quality preset K DLSS 4. Hopefully that's a good enough explanation. Yeah, the 1970 XTX, I think you could mod in FSR3 over the DLSS, but I don't know about that. I haven't tried it on this one. But again, my only downside so far is those edges. See, are we with DLSS on? Yes, we are. And are we in the highest settings? Let's lower the sharpness a bit. Yeah, the highest settings. Okay, I'll zoom in right now. Okay, it's doing better. It's still not perfect though. I think we need to put the sharpness at the highest. Yeah, the highest sharpness. There it goes. Yeah, still not perfect, but it's an improvement. Yeah, definitely. Especially when it comes to... Hang on. To the foliage into the distance here. Oh, it has ghosting though. Oof. Never mind. Even with the preset K, there's little foliage, but there's a lot of particles in this game. So let me see the fire. It seems to be holding up pretty well. So the geometry looks significantly better, like this, but the foliage has ghosting. So pick your poison, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I'll keep it like this. Okay. I probably will Master Predator. Probably. But anyway, definitely on this game, I highly recommend you use DLSS instead of native, because native doesn't look good. Let me see how far away I am from the hotel. I need to beat that boss and see where it takes me. What's the difference between preset K and the latest one? The latest one, preset K is one of the models that is used, but you can use it to force it over the one that is into the game, that is maybe an older version. The thing is, it's not perfect for everything. Some games have that issue with the ghosting, even with that preset. Yeah, I mean, native runs well, it's just those edges on native are not good at all. Yeah, no, I still wouldn't use preset K. There's ghosting behind those particles. Yeah, no, I think we should use the default one. Despite looking softer, it's still way too much ghosting in comparison. Yeah, I think we should keep it like it is. Install, I already used this. Yeah, DLSS 3.7 is not a bad idea. I'm going to use DLSS Swapper. I'm tired of the NVIDIA app, but let me do it super quick. But I'm surprised with the performance. You guys told me it was working well, but I didn't think it was going to go this well. Let's use the latest one. Now let's keep it like it was and change it with the other one. Okay, what does it recommend? NVIDIA recommend no CACAO, 1080p quality. Really? That's what... Oh, no, 4K performance. That's what NVIDIA recommends. The highest settings at 4K with DLSS performance on a 3060. Makes sense. The game runs pretty damn well. Let me retrieve my save once again. It's funny that the saves in this game are actually in the games folder. The saves are right here. Okay. There go my saves. Which NVIDIA driver are you using? The latest one. Please just type once. Don't flood it. Did they fix black screen issues? Oh, you mean NVIDIA? I think so. I think there's a hotfix for the GPU temperature sensor issue. But otherwise, I have no idea. Because I'm I haven't run into that issue with this PC. The streaming PC did have some issues with the latest driver. But still. NVIDIA driver issues are for the 5000 series. Well, on the 5000 series it happens more. Okay. Yeah, the ghosting is gone now. So I think the DLSS we have from the game itself, at maximum sharpness, it should be fine. So again, my settings for this, ultra with DLSS quality. Just because it looks better than the in-game TAA solution is okay, but some of the edges are ultra mega pixelated, so I think it doesn't make sense. But you can do it if you want to, it performs well. I think I'll do, if I cannot beat the boss on this one, we're still doing 1440p and then 4K. But it looks more visually stable. Okay, I can block even his belly full thing. Oh, I have so many issues with the reach of the attacks. Oop. Always. Come on. Nope. Almost. Fraction. Belly full. Come on, stagger, you son of a bitch. There we go. He's now going to turn into some fire thing. And I have a stamina bar. Oh, that's unlockable. Oh yeah, I got him. I got him. Okay, that wasn't so hard. Eliminated. GG. Second try. Yeah, it's not so hard. I mean, in comparison to other Souls games, the game gives you... I mean, it's pretty easy to get to the boss, first of all. You have a bonfire light right next to the boss entry. The boss staggers pretty easily after a few hits.
One more thing I should mention. The hotel security.
But the frame rate is ridiculously good.
So you'll have to lie.
There we go. The hotel! I did it!
You're special, after all.
Did they release an update or something? They updated the game significantly and I missed it. And there's a DLC coming. Home defense. I'm a puppet. Oh, of course, I'm not a puppet. I'm a human, my bad. Yeah, a puppet cannot lie. Do you guys think Switch 2 will be stronger than PS4 Pro? I think it is going to be close to it. but it all depends on what they decide to do in handheld mode with the clock speed. On dock mode, I think it could be pretty good. The thing is, I want to know how it goes in handheld, because Nintendo is famous for dropping the clocks significantly. Dude, but the aesthetic, there it goes. They put the thing there, look, Lies of P, the title of the game. See if I can skip this. Assassin's Creed Shadows and Borderlands 4 on Switch 2. Those will be good games to do comparisons. Okay, I cannot skip this. But hey, so far so good. I'm enjoying this. I played the first Berserker Kazan, and that one is harder than this one. So far. This one feels more forgiving than Kazan. Oh yeah, Alan Wake 2. That would be awesome to check out. But again, the Switch 2 makes me more excited for the Steam Deck 2. I mean, if Nintendo did a big upgrade, imagine how the Steam Deck 2 will be. The Steam Deck 2 should be faster, so imagine that. Imagine all the videos that I'll have to do again to test all those games again on the Steam Deck 2. It will be awesome. I'll try to get it as soon as I can. Hopefully it doesn't take 11 years or something. Well, Master Predator, those days I'll have trouble sleeping and doing a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'll have fun testing games again. That's what I love when I get new hardware. I can redo everything and I have a lot of fun, and I already have knowledge of those games. I'll give you an example. I got a ROG Ally X for personal use. Once we get SteamOS officially outside of beta for the Ally X, I'm probably going to do big games on that one. Very, like, sometimes. But that's what I like. For example, the Resident Evil franchise, I love doing those games because I can play all of them a little bit. I like those games. And that's one of those. Yeah, the big titles for the Ally X, the Steam Deck, I can do every other title. You see Gears of War 1 Remaster got announced? Is that real?
I'm so
Gears of
happy to see
War. Are you kidding me? Gears of War is officially coming to PS5 in August. What? What the hell? Gears of War 10 minutes ago. Okay. Gears of War Reloaded is officially coming to PS5, PC, and Series X and S. Gears of War Reloaded is a modernized version of the original Gears of War. Count me in. GG.
Is dangerous for humans.
Finally. Took them long enough. Okay, so I guess I will be playing Gears of War once it comes out. The thing in August. Okay, August will be busy. It seems to be a remaster, which I'm fine with. I'm so excited. Oh man, we need Gears of War 2 and 3 on PC.
That's be careful.
Okay, so guys, so this is the version of the hotel that you were talking about. This is the version of the hotel that is demanding. It looks pretty damn good.
You're here to see Master Geppetto, right? Come this way. I heard about you.
Oh, okay.
You should take...
Your previous message. Gotcha. Hello. How's it going? Tap 10. Okay, grappling hook. I'll take that. Dude, the art style is on point. Special equipment on your left arm. Okay. Gotcha. Up to means 70 FPS. Good point. Can purchase items at the hotel. Yeah. Okay, let's do 1440p. Because despite the improvement over using the game's native TAA solution that in my opinion doesn't look good. We still have image quality problems. If you look at that metal ring over there, I know I'm zooming in a lot, but I can see it on my screen. You can see those edges, those edge artifacts. So that's pretty noticeable. So with 1440p we should be able to get away with it. And well, with 4K as well. Yeah, Gears of War Ultimate on PC, horrible port. It was one of my first rant videos back then. I'll show you later, maybe. So 1440p Ultra, and we're going to keep DLSS quality just because of the fact that there's no DLAA and we cannot force it. Ooh, yeah, this is so much better. Guys, play this at 1440p. There's still inconsistency with the edges, but the edges are way smaller. Cannot wait to play this at 4K though. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's night and day.
I'll use my power.
Welcome to my name. Please let me at hotel. Welcome.
Let's buy something. A wheel. Why? I don't know. Okay. This is 1440p. Definitely the hotel drops frames much more. Yeah, 50 series is a disgrace. Oh yeah, GTA 6 delayed to May next year. Yeah, I saw it. Not a surprise. I had hope, but I'm now hopeless. Yeah, as you can see, the main issue with the game, apart from the image quality, is the fact that when you're GPU limited, so the GPU beating the bottleneck, the frame times are very spiky. The solution to this is to lock it to a lower frame rate that you know that you can sustain. Whoa.
The Black Rabbit Brotherhood. I hate
That's
these
cool.
guys. But don't be alarmed. My name is Gemini. We'll talk later.
How did I
You're safe.
miss this game, man? I played the demo and I forgot it existed. Forgot. Maybe Master Predator, that would be awesome. Those are fantastic games. Ooh. Okay. Get over here! That's cool. I like that. But as you can see, it's pretty damn easy to run.
Rich people row. You wanted fancy boutiques and shops. No place better. But that was long ago.
Yeah, so far the hotel is what run the worst so far. Oops. GTA 6 for PS6? No, I'm pretty sure it will be on PS5 and Series X. Do you guys actually, what's the name of this? How long do you guys think this generation of consoles will last? Because with the tariffs, the price increases on hardware, the amount of hardware that now exists, do you think we'll have a PS6 and an Xbox Series XXX or something like that? I think this generation will last a much longer time. There's still people playing on PS4 and I don't blame them. If I didn't do YouTube content, I would be still playing PS4 era games only. exclusively, I would say. Yeah, especially with optimization being at an all-time low. In that way, if you keep the older hardware also, developers need to optimize. Oh, here we go, shortcut. It's been a long time, Karim. How's it going, man? Karim is one of the first iteration of people joining the channel, actually. He was at the very beginning. I remember I was doing a Resident Evil 1 remake video on the 750 Ti after I went on 2 weeks vacation. He was like, man, I miss you, I thought you were gone. And I was like, he still has the same profile picture. Same one as 10 years ago. It's a real Giga Chad. Ooh, this guy's strong. Okay. Reduce 2 atoms, never to be seen again. Yeah, from the i3 4150, dude. And to think that back then 4 cores and 8 threads was like a top-end GPU. Not that long ago. Yeah, man, Kareem, I remember him. He was one of the first ones. Never forget where you came from. 1440p is all nice and all, but 4K. I mean, the game just asks me to go higher. Let's be honest here. And let's do DLSS balanced at 4K. Just to have some room to spare. Because we're completely GPU bound. 4K Ultra DLSS balanced. Well, now the game is ultra mega sharp, but the frame times are not perfect. And this is, again, we're completely GPU bound, and the game seems to have bad frame times when that happens. The solution is to lock it to 60 using Riva Tuner. And that gives you a flat 16.6 milliseconds. Maybe we need to drop it to performance upscaling. But yeah, this is awesome. 4K, highest settings. Yeah, look at that shadow quality also. Let's see the hotel. That's when it drops, right? Yeah, it kind of looks like Bloodborne. When the demo came out, we were actually saying, oh, finally, Bloodborne on PC. Sony was late to the party. You have a 6600, almost have the money to buy a better GPU, but with the actual prices, it's insane waste of money. Yeah, definitely. Completely agree. It's outrageous. I'm glad I bought my GPU. I bought a 4090 to render videos faster. And I was like, I need to buy it ASAP. This was like 6 months ago. And now they're double the price in Uruguay. Okay, so this thing that looked bad, at 4K actually looks much more stable. So if we brute force it with resolution. So in my opinion, even if you don't have a 4K screen, I think you should do 4K downsampled, for example, to 1080p with DLSS balance, 6 FPS cap, and image quality is significantly better. There's no competition there. In comparison to the native solution, I think it's pretty obvious. Let's do the 4060 now. 3060 can handle it just fine. Let me go back to 1080. But on the highest settings, The game just says, whatever, here's all your frames, have fun. Let me see, oh yeah, motion blur, let me turn that off. And the camera shake. Motion blur, oh, it's disabled, never mind. There it goes. Yeah, 1080p is ridiculously stable. Okay, what am I looking for? Oh yeah, exit. Yeah, the 1050 Ti will be after the 4060, definitely, because this game runs so well. I think it's an insult not to put the 1050 Ti on this one. Yeah, 3060 living legend. A 12GB GPU. Nvidia's mistake. I don't get how DLSS can look better. Isn't it less resolution? Yes, it is less resolution, but the TAA, the underlying, how to say, anti-aliasing, sometimes it's better. The thing is, the TAA in UE4 and UE5 can be pretty over-sharpened. And I think the sorry, I think DLSS goes away from that. It just has its own thing. Uses visual information to do a better job of upscaling. But yeah, logically it should work like that. But I don't know what wizardry Nvidia did with DLSS. It used to look garbage though. DLSS at the beginning was complete dog shit. It's fine now, but before 2.0, DLSS was like a no-go. It's like, ignore this. It was like a watercolor painting at the beginning. They changed the approach, basically. I remember at some point, Metro Exodus was the first one that I checked DLSS on. And it was literally a watercolor painting. DLSS or FSR, which is better? Usually DLSS is better, but it depends on the game. Some games don't even have DLSS as an option. FSR, the thing with FSR is that it doesn't require you to have an AMD card. That's the biggest benefit it has. DLSS requires an RTX card, which personally, in my opinion, the selling point for an Nvidia card for me is DLSS. Just because of the fact that it's tweakable, it works well, usually has good image quality. If it's ghosting, you can try other models of DLSS. So to me, I mean, we shouldn't need the upscaling, but when it looks better than native, or you can use it as anti-aliasing, like DLAA, then I think it's a no-brainer. The thing is, it's proprietary software, so you need, again, an RTX card, which sucks. Everybody should have access to it, it's so good. But AMD is getting closer with FSR 4. The thing with FSR 4 is that you need an AMD card that supports FSR 4. So we're in the same conundrum. Okay, so this is native, looks super sharp, but the edges, as I was saying before, this is very distracting. Just moving the camera a little bit. I mean, this is very, very noticeable. I'm zooming in a lot, but it's very, very obvious. If you don't mind, you can keep it like that. And DLSS with 100% sharpness. And yeah, we still have that distracting issue, but I think it's less distracting. And you can change the model to another DLSS model if you want to. I'm not experimenting with that because, well, I'm trying to see performance first, basically. But FSR 4, again, requires hardware that is compatible. So again, the hotel is when it drops a lot, especially I see a lot of reflective surfaces and shadow casting lights. That's probably why it drops. But looking at the hotel from this side, I'm getting 180, something like that. And when I look outside, I get 240. So yeah. Yeah, there is FSR 4, but it's for the newest AMD cards. I think it's the 7000 series and newer. Look it up, FSR 4 is pretty good. I was surprised. But again, requires AMD hardware from certain generation. Have you tried Lords of the Fallen 2.0? I haven't, actually. But I want to. It got lots of updates. But I mean, going back to this, what I was talking about, the 4060 on 1080p just with DLSS quality, that in my opinion does a better job of hiding the pixelation. 200 FPS outside, in the hotel 150, so do super sampling in this game. Force 4K or 1440p, even if you have a 720p or 1080p monitor, and you'll be fine. There's no reason to go for 1080p in my opinion. So 1440p Ultra, quality DLSS. Yeah, now the edges. This is ridiculously better when it comes to image quality. Now 9000 series. Yeah, FSR 4 is for 9000 series. It does a great job, but again, it's locked behind hardware, so that's a shame. But it's a step in the right direction. We need competition. Look at all the poop in my shirt. Let's see if my string can get him. If the grappling hook can drop him from the roof. Oh, I thought he was going to to drop dead. Let's try it. Fall from the edge. A little bit closer. No. I thought he would fall. AMD only since 3.1 you got similar files. Okay. However, when transform model is activated alongside DLSS 4, FSR 4 falls behind. It makes sense. But still, again, it's all technology locked behind hardware. So we need something that is open source and can do similar image quality, but I think we're very far away from that. Which is a shame, because unfortunately nowadays upscaling in new games it became a necessity because developers forgot that games should run at native resolution. Not developers, maybe publishers is a better way to say it. But in this case, in this particular case with Lies of P, the game runs pretty damn good. It's UE4 at the end of the day. The sequel will be UE5. So we'll see once the sequel to this game comes out. But again, you don't always need to play the newest games. Older games like this one, a year and a half came out a year and a half ago. Get lots of patches, lots of stability things. I think there's no better time to play older games than right now. New games are getting expensive. Older games are getting expansions. Again, I think it's a great time to jump in And so far it seems to be pretty accessible for a Souls game. Yeah, everybody wants AMD to win so Nvidia GPUs get cheaper. I understand the sentiment. At the same time, Nvidia is just too cocky right now because they have most of the market share. So they can do whatever they want. That's the problem. It's not like, oh yeah, I'd rather have Nvidia. No, I mean, I want to have affordable GPUs. That's all I need. But we cannot do that without competition. You completed Max Payne 2. What a game. Ooh, yeah. Dude. Yeah, man, I remember that one. I played it on integrated graphics when I didn't have a 750 Ti. Let's do 4K super quick. 4K visual spectacle. I think we can keep it on quality DLSS actually. We're about to find out. Okay, now we're GPU bound, which means bad frame times. But we can lock it to 60 and see what happens. I don't think it's bad optimization on purpose. I think it's bad optimization because they're taking shortcuts. Like instead of doing the light manually, just turn on Lumen and it does the light for you. Just put the sun in the editor and you get it. It looks great at 4K. Dude. Ridiculously sharp. I can see the freckles. Let me zoom out. Because I'm zooming in like 500%. Almost there. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, I mean, it's super sharp now. It's 4K at the end of the day. So again, do that. Lock it to 60 with Riva Tuner. And that's it. You have a good time. Riva Tuner. There we go. I'll go super quickly outside, and we jumped into the 1050 Ti to see if we have playable frame rates. We probably will. But again, in my opinion, the game looks great, and it's not Unreal Engine 5, it's Unreal Engine 4 with good art. Yeah, those were the days, top 10. I mean, the 4060 is a beast when it comes to most games. It beats having an integrated GPU by a long shot. There's also some pop-in. That's when I can notice it's UE4. Okay, it was just at the beginning. Gotcha. Again, we don't have ray tracing, but we do have reflections here. These are probably cube maps. But again, it doesn't need to be ray traced. And we have screen space as well. So again, it doesn't need to be ray traced to look good. Yeah, it's art. Exactly. Appreciate the art. There we go. Reduce to atoms. I'm still not used to the timing of these enemies. Yeah, I mean, it looks a bit blurry considering it's 4K, but again, in comparison to what I was showing you at the beginning, that the game had pixelation all over the place, This is the only way. Actually, you know what? I need to compare 4K with DLSS versus native, because maybe the TAA actually works well at 4K. Who knows? Give me one sec. What's your favorite game this year so far? Clair Obscure Expedition 33. No contest. Okay. Now we're at native 4K, which of course is way more demanding. It'll look sharper, but we'll see how it goes with the pixelation. Because at a higher resolution, TAA works much better. So maybe that's the solution. So again, 60s versus 48. Yeah, you're seeing my screen. Awesome. And let's hit play. I think it's pretty obvious which one is TAA and which one is DLSS. DLSS at the right, TAA at the left. Again, much sharper with TAA. We should tweak which DLSS we're using. But again, I'm not experimenting with those models because some of them had ghosting. When it comes to sharpness, obviously native wins. But at a lower resolution, there's a lot of pixelation going on. I think it's a bit over sharpened actually, but still. Let's see the hair. Yeah, the hair breaks much more as well. Yeah, it's pretty chunky, but it works. Same here with the sword. It's less sharp, but the edges are less stable. So yeah. Anyway, let's jump into the next one. Again, I recommend using DLSS, maybe change the DLL if you want to experiment. I don't know which is the best model for this one. The preset K didn't look great, had a lot of ghosting on the particles and the grass. So again, I would recommend with DLSS and the highest settings with a 6 FPS lock. Yeah, in some games DLSS wins with sharpness, but this is not one of them. It wins when it comes to image stability, when you're moving the camera. Anyway, let's go for the 1050 Ti super quick. On that one, I'm probably doing 1080p with quality upscaling and medium settings. That's probably the way to do it, with quality FSR2. That's my bet for this one. And no CACAO. Okay. It's funny, on the 4060 with these settings we're CPU limited. Look at this. And I think I'm at 1080p. Yes, I am. So let's get out of the game and do one more swap. I'm going to do a Steam Deck video on that one soon, Spencer. Thanks for the question, by the way. The thing is, I got a little bit late to the party because I had a lot of work, and I usually take advantage when I'm a little bit freer, to say it in some way, that's a new word, to actually do streams, do Steam Deck content without burning out. Where did I left the 1050 Ti? Hang on. Leave it. Found it. I forgot it was inside the box. Do you like football games? No, I'm not a fan. I don't like football games. I was forced to play them when I was a kid because, well, in Uruguay, it's a very popular sport. It's the most popular sport, without a doubt, in Uruguay. It's part of the culture. So every time you went over to a friend's house, they were playing FIFA or Pro Evolution Soccer. Back then was called Winning 11. Good times. And they always played tournaments, and I was like, I don't want to play this garbage. 1080p medium FSR2 quality. By the way, I don't think I can use VRR with this card over HDMI. So apologies in advance for the screen tearing. Yeah. Over HDMI, this card doesn't work with VRR. Do you like horror terror games? Yes, but I like those games if I can defend myself. The game that I couldn't finish was Resident Evil 7 because as soon as I got the shotgun, it got better for me. But it was just too creepy. I could still play it, but it was like, man, it's funny because I don't have a problem with other horror games, but Resident Evil 7 creeps me out for some reason. I know it's not native, GameSlord. Then I tried native because I disabled DLSS. Outlast I found it boring, but I played Outlast. I played Outlast 2 when it came out, and Outlast 1 was difficult to test. I'll show you some of my videos on that very quickly, but hang on. Let's try this on the 1050 Ti. Let's not get sidetracked. Let's not digress for now. Oh, PT. I had a PS4 back then, and I didn't install it because, yeah, that one did creep me out. That's another one. It's always Japanese horror that gets me. Okay, so with these settings, surprisingly, we're getting... Let me double check if the settings are the same. 1080p, quality upscaling, medium settings. So as you can see here, we get 60s, but inside the hotel, we're probably going to drop. But this is good. Especially considering it's a 1050 Ti. But if you look at the minimum requirements, say, oh, you need a 960. That's quote-unquote same performance as this card. So it makes sense. Let's see the hotel. It's the insects in that game that made me scratch myself in real life. Oof. Yeah, Japanese horror, I think, is the thing that gets me. But I could even play Fatal Frame, no problem. Silent Hill. When I was a kid, I tried to play Silent Hill Origins with my friends, and it was a tall order. Okay, the hotel is not so bad. Not bad at all. I'm surprised. I was expecting way worse than this. It drops into the 40s at worst. The thing is, since we're GPU bound, the frame times are spiky. So you will need to lock it to something lower in order to have good frame times. But hey, it works. Let's play on native, despite the poor image quality of TAA. Just for science. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah. And if you play on native, it's more obvious, but at this point I'll just lock it to 30. But this looks great. Yeah, I could lock it to 40s with FSR, and at native to 30s. But it looks pretty damn good. The original Silent Hill, man. That's PS1 horror in a nutshell. Okay, this is the practice part. Like in Sekiro. Sekiro. Yeah, even when effects show up, it's completely fine. Yeah, the tank controls. Yeah, good point. I got used to tank controls because most of my childhood had them. And if you're looking at, well, I play a lot of Resident Evil as well, so I got used to it. It's kind of a pain to have tank controls, but I get used to it after 20 minutes of gameplay. But again, I'm pretty tolerant because I'm a tester, so I can have weird layouts in games and still play them. Why haven't you tried 8K? Because I forgot. Oh, man, I forgot completely. That would have been perfect image quality. At 8K, TAA would be at home. So many pixels is like, oh yeah, okay. What do you want rendered? Yeah, but at native we're completely fine. Just, again, frame times. So what I would do in this case is FSR2 on quality, then the frame limit to 40. Not sure if the game does a good job with the frame. Yeah, the frame times even with the FPS cap. It's better, but not the best. I'd rather use RTX tuner for that. Let's do that. So let's open RTX tuner. Yeah, tank controls in the original Silent Hill, I think. Yeah, what am I saying? Of course it has tank controls. But if you ever played Resident Evil 1 or 2, the originals, those are real tank controls. So for 1050 Ti, 1080p, surprisingly, quality FSR2, maximum sharpness, medium preset. Not much more than this. Unlock it to 40 so you don't have stuttering. Using RTX tuner. And there you go. You should have a good experience like this. We have GPU power to spare, so the frame times are not spiky. I'm sorry about the screen tearing once again. I would like to apologize. That's because my monitor doesn't support VRR on this card over HDMI. Oh, this is not native, this is quality FSR. My bad. FSR2 quality. Which again, otherwise the native resolution doesn't look that great when it comes to the camera moving around. Yep, this is great. GG. See, this is awesome when games actually run well. I know this is UE4, then it came out a year and a half ago, but the game looks good. And it doesn't have a shred of ray tracing. It just needs better anti-aliasing. And well, if you're GPU bound, not to have weird frame times, but other than that, I have no reason to say don't play it on a 1050 Ti. All the opposite. It's completely fine. GG. This is how it's done. I hope the next game from Lies of P that it will be UE5. They already confirmed it. I hope that they're going to do the same thing with the art. Luckily they got a lot of props for good performance, so hopefully they stay in that lane. Yeah, Doom is coming. I think on the 25th, not on the 15th. But the new Doom looks awesome as well. Super excited for that one. It will be more being a tank than being a flying shotgun that swaps weapons every 2 seconds like in Doom Eternal. Just personal preference, of course. Not saying it's bad. It's just that I prefer the classic Doom way of playing. Yeah, I cannot wait to see how Doom runs, because usually that engine runs pretty well. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be similar to Indiana Jones when it comes to performance. I hate that attack. And I fall for it every single time. Hang on, I gotta fix my sword. That's so cool. Yeah, it's probably, again, going to be like Indiana Jones, because it requires ray tracing. It's the same engine. And considering the visuals, I think Indiana Jones, considering it has ray tracing, it runs okay. The thing is, it requires a lot of VRAM. That's my main concern about Doom. I'm pretty sure 6 gigabytes will be a minimum, but again, there's no non-laptop RTX GPU with less than 6 gigs. Okay, this is where I died. This is another Dark Souls style game. Yeah, this is Souls-like, but I'd say it's pretty accessible, and the art is really well done. And it's a game that runs well. It seems to be pretty forgiving in comparison to other Souls-like so far. I beat the first boss in 2 attempts. The second attempt I got him. But I play a lot of Souls-like since the beginning. This just feels closer to, at least from a visual standpoint, it reminds me a lot of Bloodborne, the gothic style. Ooh, Jesus. But yeah, I think it's a breath of fresh air, because I haven't played it when it came out, I guess. I'm doing fine, Gustavius. What about you, sir? But again, as I was saying, I think it's pretty forgiving, considering it's a Souls game. It's pretty easy, says the guy that just died. Let me just take the shortcut. And it runs pretty damn well. Which again, I know the game is from 2023. 2023, a year and a half ago, basically. But there's so many poor running games that look worse that I think they deserve the praise they get for this game. Especially, again, on a technical standpoint. Yeah, I mean, ray tracing is nice. I don't hate it. What I hate is when it's used on everything without a reason. Just because it's the hot, best looking thing. Because you can make something with ray tracing that looks bad. It all depends on how the artist applies that to the graphics. The thing is, using ray tracing requires less work from a development standpoint than doing it the rasterized way. Oh yeah, there was a guy down here. Get over here! Come on. There we go. Thank you. RT is the easy way out? Yep. Basically. And I don't think it's the fault of the developers. I think it's the fault of the deadlines and publishers. Because just think about it, it requires way less time, which is the most expensive part, and less developers. So, in a business sense, it makes complete sense that they're doing that. Same thing with the... Okay, this guy looks tough. Can he just fall out of this? Of course. Jesus Christ! Oh, I thought I survived. It's funny how he crossed he crossed that mini bridge. Yeah, it's able to work to do the rasterized version and the ray traced version. I'd say the best of both worlds is do a mix of both, but it requires work. So anyway, I think that's it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did playing it. 2.5 hours. That means that I enjoyed the game, honestly. If I'm playing a game 2.5 hours on stream, usually means that I got hooked. So that's big price for me. And at the same time, I forgot I was playing on a 1050 Ti in this part. So I think that says a lot about the performance of the game. Again, my biggest issue with the game, image quality in motion, the TAA isn't great. That would be my first problem with it. If you have a DLSS capable card, force a different preset when it comes to DLSS in NVIDIA app, and find one that doesn't have ghosting behind foliage and particles. That's my advice. Preset K had ghosting. Then when it comes to performance, if you are GPU limited, which can happen, like this, your frame times will be bad. And to fix that is just lock it to something lower. Make sure your GPU is not maxed out. So give your GPU some room to spare. Otherwise the game will do this with the frame time. And if you have a 4060 or 3060, do 1440p with DLSS on a smaller screen even, and you'll be good to go. So yeah, I'll be playing now this on Steam Deck, so I'll be making a video covering this game. I'm super excited to see how it looks on the OLED panel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys, thanks for watching, thanks again to NeoWiz for providing a code of the game. Lies of P is getting a DLC, so we're going to check it out once it comes out. It doesn't have a date yet, let me check. But again, you guys always ask me about Lies of P, and I missed it when it came out and I forgot about it. But when they announced the DLC, I remembered that it was a thing. So I'm happy we actually got that. Here it goes. Coming soon. We don't have a date, but it looks pretty damn cool. Also snow. Looks pretty cool. You upgraded from 1650 Super to 3060 Ti. Awesome, fantastic upgrade. Enjoy it, man. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see ya next time. Bye guys, thanks for watching. By the way, my goodbyes last forever. Let me see if it's still on Game Pass. That's another way. No, it's no longer on Game Pass. Well, it's been on Game Pass for a while. It's no longer on Game Pass, but yeah. Get it on Steam. If you're interested in the game, I highly recommend you get it on Steam. There's discounts pretty often, so I suggest you wait for one of those. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see ya next time. Bye guys. Thanks for watching. Finally.